Hi, I'm Norm Abram. Welcome to the new Yankee Workshop.
What led to the sudden collapse of the new Yankee Workshop? For what reasons did famed master carpenter Norm Abram decide to depart from the program that encouraged so many people to try their hands at DIY? Was something more happening? Or was it just the last nail? Beginning with its modest beginnings, and concluding with the final season that left fans yearning for more, this in-depth exploration will transport you to the dusty past of this iconic show. In this article, we will tell you the real story of how the new Yankee Workshop went down, and the global effect it had. A woodworking legend's birth. When Abram was a tiny boy, he wanted to be a famous carpenter, according to Norm. Although Abram spent his formative years in Milford, Massachusetts, he traveled to Woonsocket, Rhode Island, to study carpentry. In their basement workshop, he was taught the skill by his father, a master carpenter. Abram got his first experience working on a client's site when he was 9 years old, helping his dad install hardwood floors. The toolbox that Abram received as a teenager Christmas was filled with real, professional-grade tools. Today, it would be considered odd to give a child something like that. This early experience with actual tools and his own workstation laid the foundation for his future career. While Abram was out of school for college and high school, he helped his dad hone his skills in home improvement and building. During his time as a student at UMass Amherst, Abram studied mechanical engineering but ultimately switched his major to business administration. However, he dropped out of college before he could earn his degree due to his intense enthusiasm for carpentry. He had seen a job advertisement for carpenters on a bulletin board and decided to follow his heart. Meeting Russell Marash, a TV producer at Boston's public station WGBH, in 1977 was a watershed moment in Abram's career. The fact that Abram's carpentry skills astounded Marash, a renowned producer of successful series like The French Chef with Julia Child, is proof of his efficiency and accuracy. Marash hired Abram to restore his backyard business outside of Boston when it was in need of repair. Throughout the course of this project, Abram's work ethic and problem-solving skills pleased Marash. Marash once witnessed Abram displaying his self-reliance as he deftly maneuvered a steel bar all by himself. His breakout performance in this old house allowed Abram to start a new venture. Marash produced the spin-off series The New Yankee Workshop in 1988. Which starred Abram. The original idea for the show was to highlight Abram's expanding reputation and skills in woodworking and furniture building. The structure that Abram had constructed in Marash's backyard 10 years earlier was the site of the 1989 opening of the new Yankee Workshop. In order to accommodate Abram's needs, the 36 by 26-foot workshop was expanded and altered. Using both antique and contemporary power tools, Abram crafted a wide range of woodworking projects in this area. Additionally, he crafted a number of exquisite furniture items. Attracted by Abram's level-headed performance and painstaking attention to detail, the show's loyal fan following expanded fast. Because of his talent at simplifying complex carpentry tasks, he became a hero to all do-it-yourselfers. The new Yankee Workshop ran for an incredible 21 seasons, ending in 2009. Over the course of the show, Abram became an authentic carpentry icon by inspiring countless viewers to pick up woodworking and home improvement tasks. What led to the downfall of the new Yankee Workshop? If you believe it was just the passage of time, you should likely hold on to your hammer. This popular woodworking show's cancellation is soon to be revealed to us. As a result of Norm Abram's perplexing decisions and the limitations of modern television, the story takes sudden twists that not even the most loyal fans could have anticipated. If you'll be with us to the very end, we'll reveal the shockingly well-planned reason, one of Norm's renowned projects, and it will blow your mind. Make sure you don't miss it, we promise. Making a one-of-a-kind TV show. This old house was another groundbreaking program, and its creation prompted the creation of the new Yankee Workshop. In 1979, the show's namesake was born out of a backyard project that TV producer Russell Marash had Norm Abram construct, a small barn, garage, and workshop. Marash recruited Abram to help rebuild a Victorian mansion in Dorchester after being struck by his efficiency and lack of waste. Marash had previously created Julia Child's cooking show, The French Chef, for WGBH-TV in Boston. This Old House, the show that revolutionized home renovation television, began with this project. With Abram as a regular on Bob Vila's show This Old House, viewers got a front-row seat to actual home renovations and could learn a lot and get some great ideas. Seeing a chance to capitalize on Abram's rising star power and specialized woodworking abilities, Morash spun off Abram's show. With Abram at its center, he founded the new Yankee Workshop in 1988. The show elevated Abram to celebrity status and solidified the new Yankee Workshop as a beloved spin-off of the original series by applying the practical, hands-on approach of This Old House to the skill of carpentry. The new Yankee Workshop allowed guests to observe Abram's skill as a carpenter at work, in contrast to This Old House, which covered more general aspects of home renovation. Over time, Abram became emotionally invested in both performances, which contributed to their enduring influence on the do-it-yourself DIY movement. After more than 40 years on the show, he decided to retire in 2022 due to the profound impact he had. A unique moniker was bestowed upon him in recognition of his remarkable career and the impact he had on society. The House That Norm Built. By giving its audience an inside peek at the furniture-making and woodworking industries, the new Yankee Workshop became a groundbreaking woodworking show. From modest items to elaborate, high-quality reproductions of historical classic furniture, the show showcased over 235 projects over 21 seasons. The goal of the show's format was to provide useful information while also making viewers laugh. Every day, Norm Abram would start the show by revealing the featured project. A random piece of furniture would frequently serve as an inspiration. From taking the first measurements to applying the final touches, Abram would show viewers every step of the building process. The show was defined by Abram's focus on safety, among other things. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to talk about shop safety. Always read, understand, and obey any safety instructions that come with your power equipment. That was his hallmark safety warning at the beginning of many of his seminars. There is a far lower risk of injury if you know how to handle power equipment correctly. Always wear your safety glasses. There is no rule more important than this one. When choosing projects, Abram used an approach that was both analytical and exact. To begin any given endeavor, he would first seek an item of furniture that he wished to reproduce. He would use a notebook and digital photographs to help him figure out the furniture's measurements. This procedure was meticulously recorded, providing viewers with an insight into the preliminary phases of project development. Abram would make rough drawings of more involved projects, using the blueprints, photos, and measurements as a guide. He would then go out and get the necessary supplies. "I don't slice many additional pieces since there's so much Yankee blood in me," Abram boasted. "I always have very little left over," and he took great delight in his efficiency. Outdoor furniture was also part of the show's purview. A variety of outbuildings were also a part of it, such as greenhouses, gazebos, fences, flagpoles, mailboxes, and sailboats. Because of this variation, guests could see a wide range of woodworking techniques and applications. It was the new Yankee Workshop's dedication to education that set it apart. Complex carpentry methods are made understandable to viewers of all ability levels by Abram's calm disposition and expert handiwork. He would explain his reasoning, strategies, and tool usage to the audience as he guided them through the process. The educational value of the show went beyond what was presented in each episode. Companion pamphlets included detailed blueprints and instructions for all of the projects seen on the show. With these resources, viewers might improve their own learning experience by recreating Abram's initiatives in the comfort of their own homes. The show's educational value was enhanced by Abram's attitude about mistakes. He was forthright about the fact that mistakes do happen on occasion, and he made an effort to avoid them when filming because he made each project twice. This openness made the woodworking process more approachable for newbies by removing some of the mystery. One of the draws, according to the show's producer Russell Marash, is seeing a skilled performer in action. Marash elaborated that it is the result of meticulous craftsmanship coming together to make something truly remarkable. Seeing another person succeed is reassuring. The unique and enduring television experience that the new Yankee Workshop created through Its blend of instruction and workmanship motivated innumerable viewers to take up carpentry. Many of the tools that Norm Abram showcased during the new Yankee Workshop were well received by his audience. The Porter Cable Speed Block Sander was one such tool, but it had a major drawback in that it didn't accumulate dust. In addition, Abram frequently made use of the Osborne miter gauge, a reliable tool that was mostly employed for table saw crosscuts. The Porter Cable Corner Chisel, made specifically for routing square-cornered hinges, was one of the specialist tools that Abram utilized for his more intricate tasks. Unfortunately, due to its limited use, it was often left unused and buried in a drawer. The Whiteside router inlay set was another specialized tool that viewers might have had but hardly used. Abram utilized it to create patches that concealed defects in restored wood. Despite showcasing an incredible array of instruments, the new Yankee Workshop had to adhere to PBS's product placement regulations to make the shop look more cohesive. Stickers were meticulously applied over the manufacturer names on all the tools and gear. Delta Machinery, an underwriter for the exhibition, took this tack, and it showed in the workshop's abundance of tools. By declaring, "We don't use anything because it's given to us," and sticking to his principles, Abram ensured that they only used tools that proved effective. "We will utilize the methods that we consider to be most effective." The tools shown on the show were genuine woodworking gems since quality was prioritized over sponsorship. The event reflected the evolving technique of woodworking as it progressed. As far as Abram could tell, coatings and adhesives had come a long way, becoming more user-friendly, quicker to clean up, and better for the environment. Portable tool dust collectors have also come a long way, and most of them work like a charm. When it came time to carve mortises for the patented floating tenons, Abram recommended a portable power tool. Compared to conventional biscuit joiners, which worked well for registering parts but failed miserably when it came to structural applications, this instrument was a huge improvement. Abram emphasized the significance of manual skills in woodworking, despite the concentration on power equipment. One vital trait, he said, was the ability to cut tenons just as easily with a hand saw as with a table saw. Unfortunately, the show's capacity to showcase hand tool techniques was sometimes hindered by time constraints and viewers' inclinations for power tools. Many parts of woodwork, including carving and marquetry, were still beyond Abram's skill level, he admitted. He expressed a desire to hone these abilities when the moment was right. The ever-evolving nature of woodworking technology and techniques was mirrored in this eagerness to keep learning. Last but not least, the new Yankee Workshop reflected the ever-changing landscape of woodworking technology by showcasing a wide variety of equipment. The presentation educated viewers on the history and current state of the business by covering topics such as specialized equipment, improved finishes, and dust collecting devices. Why did the new Yankee Workshop suddenly cut the last piece of wood? You are not the only one who is perplexed. Watching this video will give you the lowdown on why this iconic show ended so suddenly after more than 20 years on air. Stay tuned as we reveal the human stories and behind-the-scenes hurdles that led to the final cut of the show. Whether you're an expert carpenter or just someone who appreciates beautiful craftsmanship, we promise that the outcome will be worthwhile. And the truth is even more shocking than a custom-made furniture piece. Read on to find out what happens in the end. Crafting an enthusiastic following. Viewers of all ages and skill levels were loyal followers of the new Yankee Workshop over its 21 seasons on air. Many factors contribute to the show's success in building a loyal fan base, such as its wide appeal, informative manner, and host Norm Abram's endearing appearance. The show's audience included both inexperienced do-it-yourselfers and seasoned construction workers. A lot of people, like Jared Parks of Tangier Island, Virginia, grew up watching the show and wishing they could have Norm's workshop. The curriculum was interesting to people of all ages since parents frequently passed their passion for woodworking on to their children. Take Mike Stahersky of Broadview Heights, Ohio, for instance. His father took him here as a child, and he became an aficionado ever since. In addition to teaching carpentry, the new Yankee Workshop fostered a strong bond with its viewers through a number of meaningful discussions. One of the most sought-after aspects was the opportunity to meet Norm Abram in person at exclusive meet-and-greet events. Eventually, these gatherings became a platform for fans to share personal stories, often about how the show had an impact on their own carpentry careers. Many would make these encounters into once-in-a-lifetime memories by bringing books and other keepsakes for Norm to autograph. This connection extended beyond just exchanging names. Show marketing ensured that it made it into supporters' homes. Readers can bring Norm's famous masterpieces to life in their own studios with books filled with detailed ideas and project instructions. By getting their hands dirty, viewers may go beyond passively watching the woodworking process and into it. Even after the final episode aired, the new Yankee Workshop maintained a robust online presence to continue building its community. The show's informative lessons remained accessible to both novice and seasoned woodworkers because episodes could be streamed on New Yankee, common through the This Old House Insider subscription service. The show's rich legacy was made available to an even wider audience when episodes began to air on YouTube in January 2023, further increasing accessibility. The new Yankee Workshop had a profound impact on many. Fans like Steve Lott of Minot, North Dakota, who met Norm and toured the renowned workshop, described it as a dream come true, demonstrating the show's ability to touch viewers deeply. The show was more than just that. Many fans were inspired to love carpentry for the rest of their lives by the personal connections, practical equipment, and constant accessibility of the show. Long after the final project had wrapped up, the new Yankee Workshop had carved out a special place in the hearts of its supporters. In the home renovation and woodworking industries, the new Yankee Workshop had a lasting impact on tool sales and the broader do-it-yourself culture. There have been jokes about how the show started the Brad Naylor industry and how Norm alone tripled wood glue sales in the U.S. Some even claim the show is responsible for significant tool sales. Both Norm Abram's influence and the show's ability to inspire viewers to get their hands on tools and start producing were on display in this kind of impact. Along with its companion program, This Old House, the new Yankee Workshop did more than just boost sales. It was also crucial in popularizing the do-it-yourself movement. It went beyond simply watching TV shows about projects. Making sure that viewers could do it on their own was the main focus. Martinsville, Indiana. Viewers. Kurt and Cindy Vogel reflected the program's DIY spirit by constructing their own house and renovating a 1920s cottage, both of which were inspired by the show. The show's success boosted the home improvement industry, which in turn fueled the growth of large tool companies and the birth of big-box retailers focused on DIY projects. The new Yankee Workshop was the primary resource for aspiring carpenters prior to YouTube's dominance in the how-to video market. The show's trustworthy methods and Norm's expert guidance are still respected by both novice and seasoned woodworkers, especially in this era of abundant online resources. Much beyond television, Norm Abrams has left an indelible mark. His long-lasting impact on the woodworking community was his emphasis on safety, precision, and workmanship. He is widely recognized as one of the most influential woodworkers of all time. Even after the program has ended, Norm's influence on woodworkers continues, cementing the new Yankee Workshop's place in history as a landmark in the home improvement and woodworking industries. Obstacles in extended production. After 21 seasons on PBS, the new Yankee Workshop struggled to keep up its captivating and unique content. One of the most popular woodworking shows in the United States was one that never stopped pushing its viewers to think outside the box and produce new ideas. Show host Norm Abram had to constantly try out new carpentry skills and concepts to keep viewers intrigued. This task became more challenging as the seasons progressed since the production ran the risk of becoming old or repetitive. Abram was able to feature a diverse range of carpentry projects because of the display's extended duration. It became a tremendous task to find new and intriguing ideas that hadn't been highlighted previously. But Abram kept things interesting by covering a broad variety of woodworking subjects, from building furniture to do-it-yourself outdoor projects. Norm Abram's health suffered greatly as a result of hosting a long-running carpentry show. For each episode, he had to build everything twice to make sure he could illustrate the process effectively on camera. because the work was repetitive and required precision and attention to detail. Abram had to put in a lot of physical effort. Because of his reputation in the woodworking world, Abram was subject to additional pressures. People noticed him everywhere he went, from airports to grocery stores, and they often looked closely at the tools and techniques he used. Mental anguish was compounded by the act's physical demands and the constant need to maintain his credibility and competence in the field. Norm Abram had a lot of trouble keeping up with all of his responsibilities as host of different shows. While hosting the new Yankee Workshop, Abram kept his connections to its brother program, This Old House, alive. It took a lot of energy and time to juggle the two businesses simultaneously. The decision to end the new Yankee Workshop after 21 seasons was partially driven by Abram's desire to devote more time to other initiatives and perhaps work less overall. Despite the show's continued success and high ratings, Abram has expressed his desire to work on personal projects, such as building a home workshop and possibly even a green home. The decision to terminate the new Yankee Workshop was likely influenced by the length of time it took to hold two prominent shows. Still, Abram had a deep commitment to learning and craftsmanship. In his continued involvement with Old Sturbridge Village, he hoped to inspire a new generation to value history as much as he did. The new Yankee Workshop's durability, in hindsight, is a clear demonstration of Abram's skill, dedication, and ability to overcome the numerous challenges associated with long-running production. His impact on the woodworking community extended far beyond the show, having inspired countless viewers and significantly increasing the popularity of do-it-yourself woodworking. The last season, the shocking news that WGBH Boston's The New Yankee Workshop would not be returning for any additional episodes was announced on October 16, 2009. For woodworkers who had benefited from Norm Abram's advice for more than 20 years, this was the end of an era. In his final thoughts on the show, Abram said, "We've had a great run, built challenging projects, met wonderful woodworkers, and received loyal support from millions of viewers." And he said this while reflecting on the show's tenure. Curiously, Abram did admit later on that the show could have gone on because it had enough money from underwriting. But he was satisfied with his life and wanted to spend more time with his loved ones. It was clear that Abram was committed to his work and his personal life since he ended the show the way he wanted. Devoted viewers felt a wide range of emotions in reaction to the news of the show's cancellation. Many viewers voiced their sorrow, drawing comparisons to a family member's loss. For many woodworkers, the show has been an ever-present fixture. In fact, some have been watching Norm since the 1980s. A fan who said, "Norm was the reason that I started woodworking," was just one of many who spoke about their own experiences with the show and its themes. "I took a woodworking class in high school because I loved watching Norm." Many others who looked up to Abram as an inspiration shared this view. Viewers conveyed both empathy and appreciation despite the disappointment. All of us who have loved Norm over the years are sorry to see it all end. As one admirer put it, "Some of us will have to change for the better." In a tribute to Norm Abram's remarkable legacy, a one-hour special called This Special debuted on October 3rd at 9 p.m. While another person lauded Abram's humility. E.T., which aired on PBS, followed Abram as he worked as a woodworker and renovator for 40 years. Classic moments, old films, and interviews with famous people, friends, colleagues, and co-workers of Abram were all part of the homage. In honor of his work on more than 50 home improvement projects and 280 episodes of the new Yankee Workshop, it was a fitting tribute to his contributions to that old house. Abram made sure that detailed, measured drawings of the projects presented on the broadcast were accessible as a farewell gift to his faithful fans. After constructing the prototype for each episode, the designs were digitized and turned into multi-page PDF documents so they could be easily seen and printed. This considerate move made it possible for viewers to keep working on Abram's projects in their own workshops, so the show's legacy would continue long after the show ended. For what reason did the long-running, influential woodworking TV show The New Yankee Workshop abruptly shut down after decades of fostering imagination and skill? Ignore the idea that it marked the end of an era if you have that view. We're going to show you the true reasons why this legendary show was abruptly canceled. There is more going on here than meets the eye, spanning from the changing landscape of television to Norm Abram's individual choices. Stick around until the very end, because the reality behind the show's closure is more complicated and shocking than you may imagine. And you won't want to miss how it all comes together. Get ready for a deep dive into the twists and turns that lead to the last episode. Justifications for the end of the program. In 2009, after 21 seasons on PBS, the new Yankee Workshop was suddenly canceled. This decision was heavily influenced by the show's beloved host, Norm Abram. Despite the show's continued success and the unwavering backing of its sponsors, Abram believed he had accomplished his goals. His desire to devote more time to his family and personal endeavors led him to decide to cease the series. Despite Abram's decision to depart from the show, his commitment to carpentry remained unwavering. He planned to renovate an old house he had purchased while he was dreaming of a new workshop. These side ventures gave Abram a chance to express his love of construction and craftsmanship outside of the constraints of television production. There have been massive shifts in the television industry since the 1989 premiere of the new Yankee Workshop. With the rise of cable TV and online streaming services, viewers had more options than ever before. This shift in the industry may have impacted the decision to cancel the show because it made traditional public television programs face more competition for viewers' attention. The proliferation of home repair and do-it-yourself DIY programs was another event that changed how people watched television. There were still fans of the new Yankee Workshop, but the abundance of comparable programs may have diminished the show's influence. Several factors likely contributed to the production company's choice to scrap the new Yankee Workshop. Making a series that lasts for that long is incredibly challenging. Yet the show has managed to pull it off. The projects had to be built multiple times by Abram so that each episode could have flawless demos. This iterative process, on top of Abram's responsibilities to this old house, put a lot of strain on the host and production team. Another difficulty that the production industry faced was catering to the evolving preferences of viewers. Many viewers were disappointed by the show's conclusion, but they also knew that seasons come and go. The decision to end it on a high note may have been chosen with the intention of protecting the show's legacy, rather than risking a decline in its quality or relevance. Abram continued to keep himself occupied with this old house even after the new Yankee Workshop concluded, ensuring that viewers could continue to receive his wisdom and counsel. By making this change, the production company could reach out to Abram's devoted audience and capitalize on chances in the dynamic television market. The lasting influence of the new Yankee Workshop. Many viewers have picked up tools for construction and house repair after seeing the new Yankee Workshop, which has had an enduring impact on DIY culture. Norm Abram, a master carpenter, guided viewers through the process of making furniture for 21 seasons. The impact on the growth of the woodworking industry was substantial even when considering applications outside screens. The success of the show led to an increase in large-scale tool companies and big-box stores that focused on DIY projects. A supporter made the astute point that the rapid growth of big-box stores specializing in do-it-yourself projects could not have been achieved without the contributions of pioneers like Norm Abrams and Bob Vila. The growth of this sector has opened up a world of possibilities for do-it-yourself woodworkers, who were previously limited to the high-priced tools seen in professional cabinet shops. Thanks to Abram's expertise and method of teaching, woodworking techniques were passed down and preserved. For most of the 235 projects shown on the show, viewers may purchase the scaled blueprints and construct them independently. Using this technology, viewers could learn and practice a variety of woodworking techniques, from basic projects to complex reproductions of iconic antique furniture. Many admirers credit Abram for fostering in them an appreciation, skill, and knowledge of the craft. One evaluator said that the new Yankee Workshop broadened my views, increased my knowledge, and fostered my passion for the profession. Another fan claims that Norm was the one who encouraged me to pick up woodworking again. He was instrumental in my transition from a table saw to a cabinet saw, an enormous floor model drill press, a big thickness planer, a drum sander, a larger jointer, and a plethora of other brand-new, cutting-edge tools were among my acquisitions. The show will inspire the next generation of do-it-yourselfers and woodworkers. One of the many admirers who wished they had access to Norm's workshop when they were younger is Jared Parks of Tangier Island, Virginia. By breaking down complex woodworking techniques into manageable steps, the show gave viewers of all skill levels the confidence to take on their own woodworking projects. Even after the series has concluded, Abram's influence is still felt. Keeping up with old Sturbridge Village is his way of trying to spark interest in history among the youth of today and tomorrow. Loyal viewers of the show are the ones who are carrying the knowledge they gained from the performance into the future. A viewer brought up the fact that I've been attempting to impart these abilities to my 13-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter. I credit Norm with popularizing our hobby like no one else has, and that flawlessly captures the enduring impact of the show, as one fan expressed it. Many people profited from the growing market that he contributed to, including suppliers, manufacturers, and others involved in machine and tool production. This sentiment reflects the show's long-lasting influence on the woodworking subculture and the DIY ethic. This video is now finished. Your presence here is greatly appreciated. Whether you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, commenting, and subscribing. If you want to watch more riveting stories, click the video that just came up on your screen.